Cousins, we're going to go into my man, before I go into the chaka thing, let me talk about Arif Mardin. Arif Mardin, one of the best producers, top producers in the history of music. Look him up, man. It's just ridiculousness, from the Rascals to Average White Band to Chaka to Chaka to Chaka to Chaka to Carly Simon, my favorite record, You Belong to Me, Melissa Manchester, Barbra Streisand. Then out of nowhere, after people think the guy's career is over, he leaves Atlantic and he goes and he gets this girl Nora Jones and sells 10 million plus albums of her debut. All right, I digress. Here we go. Chaka Khan, I'm Every Woman. Obviously her first album produced by Arif. Here's the album by its, double A side, Acetate, and then there's the just side A. Atlantic Studios. So a lot of people, I just want to clarify this because I know a lot of people don't really understand how the acetate and test pressing process works. Just because it says Atlantic Studios doesn't necessarily mean that it was an Atlantic record, because this was in fact a Warner Brothers thing. But the cool thing here is Arif Mardin was a producer for Atlantic and doing A&R at the time he produced this. So obviously he was going to be involved with every facet of it. So he did the mastering at Atlantic Studios. There are a lot of acetates that'll say Columbia, and people just say, oh, wow, Columbia. Even though it was Columbia, associated with Columbia Records, there were many people that used the Columbia mastering facility that weren't Columbia. One that comes to mind is The Boss by Diana Ross. Like, I have that acetate, which was a Columbia acetate, but she was a Motown record. Give Me the Night, George Benson, was a Warner Brothers record, but the acetate was cut at Columbia. So a little history for you guys. I'm not even charging for this information. You know what I'm saying? It's just free. A little Thanksgiving gift to you. But please take that in, man. I'm Every Woman. By the way, written by Nick and Val, Ashford and Simpson, which I later went on to produce their final album, Hits, Rarities, and Remixes. Nick, before he passed away, I was blessed that he came to my gig. I did an outdoor gig that my man Raf put together, and it was pretty magical. I invited him, Nick and Val, to come. They had a place called the Sugar Bar uptown, and on Thursday nights it's kind of like an open mic, open piano situation. And that night Quincy Jones was in town, and it would be the kind of thing where like Stevie Wonder would just show up and get to the piano, and like, Patti LaBelle might just come in and start singing. It was that kind of thing. And I looked up and I saw them walking while I was behind the CDJs. So I ran over to one of the bartenders, people working. I said, listen, please go to those people, get them whatever they want. And then I, walked over and hung out with them. And they said, we just left Q to come here. And then I run, me just being the lunatic that I was, said, all right, well, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to hang out with Q, because how great would that have been? Anyway, a little story for you. Stay up, cousins.